If we source locally and we rely on our local environment and our local ecosystem, our local community to provide food, cook food, serve food, then we're shortening that supply chain. We're supporting the people who exist in our own bubble, and we're also getting fresher, more delicious foods into our mouths and into our bodies, and there's really no downside to that. My name is Chris Locke. I'm the executive chef of Marben and the Cloak. Being very young, my dad used to grow vegetables in the garden, and we always had that connection to food and to local food. That kind of has led me to influence my career now and influence my approach to food, approach to cooking and approach to feeding people. Knowing where your food comes from, supporting the people who are growing the food and growing the ingredients, and then serving something that's honest and you can stand behind it and know where it's come from, how it's grown, and be really proud of what's on the plate. We do work with some farms directly, but 100K for the most part helps us the greatest with those connections with farmers and handling all of the things that farmers generally aren't the best at, because farmers are generally great at growing food, harvesting food. Chefs are good at cooking food, and then there's that middleman that handles the distribution and bringing things into the city and just making it super easy for that connection to happen between restaurants and farmers. When we create dishes at Marben, two things. We look at what we have in the pantry, which is composed of a bunch of different ferments and things that are preserved from previous seasons that we often don't have a use for when we make them, and then look at what's in season and what's available from different farms at different times. And then we'll kind of create dishes around an ingredient. So we'll look at asparagus is coming into season, so we're going to make a dish with asparagus. Let's look in the pantry, see what we have, see what flavours will pair well with that, and kind of using that synergy of fresh in season with preserved essentially out of season, but taken when it was at its best and in its prime, and then pairing those two things together. At Marben we ferment a lot, and we use it kind of threefold. So one is waste reduction. We can take scraps of different ingredients, different proteins, and we can make something that's going to be packed with flavour. It's going to last a long time, and it's also going to give another dimension to the dishes. And what we want guests to experience and to walk away with, almost like an eye-opening experience, that they feel that they were challenged somewhat in their preconceptions of what food is or what local food is. If you start with good ingredients, then your food's going to taste better. So if you're using local produce that does not travel very far, that's grown by small farms, it's going to taste better, it's going to be of better quality, and it's better for you as well. So the food that you're cooking will taste better immediately without having to do much.